Today, we are whipping up a southern dish, pickled shrimp and butterbean salad. I'm Lauren Furey, and welcome to my Charleston kitchen. You're watching Now We're Cookin. I am using the term pickled shrimp in my recipe, but please, don't let the word pickled scare you away. We will be marinating the shrimp even more than we are pickling it, as the shrimp will already be fully cooked. Let me introduce you to the ingredients in the pickled shrimp component of the salad. So the first thing we want to do is make our poaching liquid. And poaching liquid is the hot water that's used to cook our shrimp gently. And an important step to take when making the poaching liquid is to add flavor to it. And how we're going to do that is we're going to add 2 dried bay leaves. We're going to add a handful of parsley sprigs. They're fresh, they're full of flavor. And we're going to add the juice of 2 lemons. It's important that you freshly squeeze all your lemon juice because you can get a really good arm workout and you can also add some super tasty flavor. It's not necessary to add salt to our poaching liquid because we're gonna add plenty of salt later in the recipe. Now the good thing is, in Charleston, we have lots of local shrimp. And depending on what time of year it is, you can get small, medium, large, or even extra large. Poaching is a super gentle cooking technique, and we want to take good care of our shrimp. By using poaching as the cooking technique, we're allowing the shrimp to cook to the perfect consistency. If you cook the shrimp too long, they become tough. If you don't cook them long enough, they'll be undercooked. You gotta cook the shrimp until they're just right. So just when they start to turn pink, it's time to take them out and remove them to our little sheet tray right here. No need for an ice bath or anything like that. They'll cool on their own. You can see all the parsley sprigs, the bay leaves, and I can sure smell that fresh lemon juice. Let's let our shrimp cool, and in the meantime, we can start making our pickling liquid. First thing we're gonna do is add a half a cup of extra virgin olive oil, which has a lot of flavor, and we're gonna balance it out with a 1/4 cup of vegetable oil. And it helps stretch the olive oil. We're gonna add a 1/4 cup of capers. And capers are briny and they're salty, so we wanna be careful when we're adding just a pinch of kosher salt. Just like that. 4 fresh garlic cloves. 2 teaspoons of celery seeds. A tablespoon of mustard seeds. And a pinch of red pepper flakes. Now, you can add more or less as you like, but I'm gonna start with that today. We can always add more later. Bay leaves, and then a 1/4 cup of apple cider vinegar, the juice of 2 fresh lemons. You can use limes as well, but I recommend lemon. That's what I always use. You'll see that the mixture is separated right now because we have the citrus and we have the oil. So in order to make sure it's all evenly combined, some people say emulsified. We just want to use our whisk, and it might get a little messy. That's okay. The mixture is getting thicker, and similar to making a salad vinaigrette, it's all combined, and that's exactly what we're looking for. That way each shrimp will have the flavors of the oils and the vinegars and the lemon juice. So now I'm gonna add the poached shrimp to our pickling liquid, and I will not add the parsley stems that are from cooking the shrimp, but we have plenty of fresh herbs in the salad later on. And we want to be sure that the pickling liquid is absorbed by each and every shrimp. You want to let this shrimp marinate for at least 4 hours, but it's also a great entertaining dish because you can make it the day before and let it marinate overnight. Our shrimp has been marinating for 4 hours and it's full of flavor. Now it's time to build our butterbean salad. So the first thing we're gonna do is add our thinly sliced red onion to a bowl. And red onion is super strong, so we want to help tame the flavor with a little bit of sweet honey. We have lots of honey local here in South Carolina, and it adds just the right amount of sweetness. So I'm gonna add some honey, some water to help soften these onions, as well as some red wine vinegar. And red wine vinegar pairs nicely with red onions because it brings out the beautiful red, almost purple color of the red onions. So I'm gonna use this big spoon, give it a nice stir, and that's going to sit in that liquid while we make the rest of our salad. So I'll set this aside here, and I'm going to add in a fresh cucumber. So, there we go. Get all the cucumbers in there. And I thinly sliced the cucumbers in about an 1/8 inch to a 1/4 inch slices on the diagonal after taking the seeds out and taking some of the skin off as well. So some fresh parsley and this whole grain mustard helps bind the salad. So I'm gonna give it a little shake there. A little olive oil makes our salad juicy and it creates a luscious vinaigrette. Now I'm going to add in some thinly cut celery. And this is a skill that I want to be sure I show y'all because celery is full of flavor, and if you cut it thin enough, you'll get a bite of it in each part of the salad. So by cutting it on the diagonal, it looks very pretty. And just 2 ribs of celery in the salad will be enough for this. I love the salad because it doesn't make a big mess and it allows you to entertain with your guests, and trust me, they'll want to learn how you make this salad. Our 2 ribs of celery. I'm gonna stir it up. Wow, I can really smell the fresh parsley, the onions, the sharp vinegar, and of course, it's not a butterbean salad without some freshly torn mint from my garden. Mint's one of my favorite herbs to grow because it grows like crazy, and I use it a lot in different recipes, both sweet and savory. You might even catch some of my mint in my Sicilian pistachio pesto. It's time for our friends, the butter beans. We have 4 cups of butter beans, which I cooked. And that's something you can do ahead of time. You wanna just toss it with a little olive oil before you let it sit in your refrigerator. This salad is something I keep in my fridge at all times, whether I need it for a beach picnic or if my neighbor is coming over for a last minute dinner or lunch. I like to have this ready at all times. Now this pickled shrimp has been sitting in our refrigerator, marinating, and the flavors are dancing with each other. It's kind of playing nicely, and it helps balance out all the vegetables in our butterbean salad. So I'm actually gonna set aside our wooden spoon and use our slotted spoon to remove the shrimp from the pickling liquid. And you wanna be sure not to let the dried bay leaves go in the salad, but hey, if they go in there, you can pick them out at the very end. So I'm gonna add a little bit of freshly cracked black pepper for a little kick, and there's something really special about freshly cracked black pepper. A little bit goes a long way. And I gave it a taste. I do think it needs a pinch of salt, so maybe 2. We have a big bowl here. And for the final stir, oh yeah, we're gonna let this salad sit in the refrigerator for about 30 minutes and let it marinate one more time. Until then, let's work up an appetite. I'm gonna take our bowl right here, take a big scoop of the salad, and take your time with it because you don't wanna break your shrimp or your butter beans in the process. And oh yeah, some of everything. We have the red onions, the crispy cucumbers, the thinly sliced celery. And taking that extra time to cut your vegetables nice really makes the difference in your final dish. So I don't think a salad's a salad without some freshly cut bacon. So if you have a vegetarian in your group, you can leave this out, but otherwise you can go for it. A little bacon and then rice that I cooked in advance helps make this salad more of a substantial meal. Pickled shrimp and butter beans, a match made in heaven. The juicy pickled shrimp with the buttery butter beans pair together for the perfect bite. From the fresh herbs to the crisp vegetables, each bite is packed with flavor. Thank you for watching. I'm Lauren Furey. Catch you next time on Now We're Cookin'.